Hello, Darshika. How are you?
Hi Vikram, I'm doing exceptionally well. How are you doing?
I'm also perfectly fine, and everything is going in a proper flow. So I think
That's
today we
great.
have another session, and today's session is going to
Right,
be really interesting because whenever I conduct
absolutely.
sessions, so as we know that on our platform, most of the learners they are Indian, right? So in today's
Right.
session, we are going to discuss some sort of things related to common mistakes in English speaking. Whatever the mistake
Yeah,
that most of the learners make. So today we are going to discuss that because what something that I personally feel many learners they can understand English very well, but when it comes to in speaking they commit a lot of errors. So what are those errors? What is something that we need to do and what not? So in today's session we are going to discuss these things. So what do you think about it? Will it be helpful?
yes. Yes, Vikram. I think it is one of the most vital topics that today we have take up. And the topic that we have taken up today is something which is like a nutshell of whatever problems, like 50 or 60% of the problems that the learners are facing. It's a nutshell of that. And I hope that it will be useful for them because as you said that most of our learners, they belong from the Indian zone. So definitely they are facing some common sort of problems, right? And today we will try to address those issues so that it will be useful for them and they can gain confidence in their skin while speaking in English. Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Vikram. So, should I put forward the first pointer? May I do that?
Yeah, please. It will be great if you want to share your first pointer. It will be great. Please go ahead.
All right. So, first problem that the learners face a lot of times is that direct translation. You know, one of the most common obstacles in learning spoken English is the habit of translating thoughts directly. Directly from what? From Hindi or one's mother tongue to English, right? It is a very long process. Although the intended meaning may remain correct, but still the sentence often loses its natural flow as well as its sound. And as a result of which, what? The person is sounding very much mechanical, as if they are robot. They sound mechanically structured. So language is deeply connected with the way we think, right? And according to me, Vikram, true fluency begins when the learners gradually start forming ideas directly in English rather than converting them word by word. Because I feel that translation is a very lengthy process, and in that case, the beauty of English is lost. So rather than doing that, you can just try to make things less complicated and you can directly opt for thinking in English and not translating from your mother tongue to English language. What is your opinion on that?
That's really a great point which you have included. Even today, I was conducting a session and there was a learner and she was asking something. So I was elaborating the same scenario. So, what I personally feel, you don't need to force yourself to construct very long sentences and you're continuously relying on translation. So, what's something that you can do? Just try to think in English and try to construct simple sentences. You don't need to use kind of a very uh, proficient language, something like that.
Right.
You have to
Yes.
express yourself and you can use simple sentences. So don't force yourselves to translate or long sentences or something. As much as you can, just try to make your message clear and try to
Right.
integrate some sort of habits in your day-to-day conversation which is going to allow you to train your brain to think in English. So even some people think that,
Absolutely.
no, I want to
Right.
learn this language and I will be learning it through translation because my first language is Hindi. So I will be learning Hindi to English. And when you're going to recommend them that you have to learn it English to English, then it will be easier for you. You can express yourself well. So this is one
Yes.
of the biggest mistake that most of the learners make, that they rely on translation. So they won't be able
Absolutely.
to achieve their fluency, even it takes 2 to 3 years. Still, they won't be able to communicate effectively. So I'm not saying that they'll be able to achieve it within a month or something. It's by
Yes.
changing a small habit. This is something which can make a big transformation. So by including some small habits in your day-to-day things, this is something which is gonna bring something special for your fluency. So this is what something I wanted to convey. So I hope you can add another point now.
Yes, yes, I totally agree with you because I think habits can change some things about your life. And small habits or change in habits can really create a large amount of impact in your life. You just have to start from somewhere, Vikram. Because most of the times, many people they are like, no, this is not my cup of tea. I will not be able to learn English. Okay, they sound so beautiful, but I cannot. They make presuppositions like that, and because of those assumptions they feel weak while speaking in English, right? So I feel that you should try to create certain habits in your life that can really create large impact while you are speaking in English or in this English speaking as well as learning journey. Okay, well, second point from my side that I would like to add after what you added just now is tense confusion. Most of the times, many people they are talking about grammar related problems. That, ma'am, should I start from grammar? And okay, if I start learning grammar now, from which topic should I start? Whether it is tense, whether it is voice change, whether it is phrasal verbs, what should I deal mostly with? Because I have limited time in my hands, right? So, this is another major challenge that learners face. And that challenge is confusion in using verb tenses, particularly between the present perfect and the past simple tenses. So, this kind of problems the learners are facing from what I have noticed in my sessions. Whenever I am asking them that, okay, here you have to use the present perfect sentences or the tense, then they are like, okay, ma'am, but I have confusion. What is the difference between simple past tense and present perfect tense? What is the difference? Like that. So, then I explain them from the very foundation, right? So, if I give you one example, Vikram, sentences like, I am going yesterday. Okay, this kind of sentences arise when learners know the words but are unsure about expressing that time correctly, which part of time they are talking about, right? So it is very important to master the tense usage. And it is not merely a grammatical exercise because it is also essential. It will help you to convey your experience, your actions, your timelines with clarity, precision, and regard. So I would say that try to start with tense because this is a very important topic. It is like the baseline of everything, of all the topics related to grammar. And I think that tense is one of the vital topics from which a particular person can start if they are beginners, because this will really help them. As we know that grammar is like the skeleton of a particular sentence. So if you know grammar well, then definitely you can also frame the sentences. You will have confidence also. Because previously, Vikram, I have covered another session with another tutor. That is, which is more important, grammar or fluency? So I want to say that in regular life, okay, you can talk about fluency is very important, right? You can convey what you want to say even without grammar. That's not a big deal. But when it comes to professional environment, at that time, what is more important? Definitely grammar. You have to focus on grammar, because if you are making any mistake in grammar while making your CV or resume, or you are giving your interview, you are making a lot of grammatical mistakes, it's like a minus point for you, right? So that's why we should focus on grammar also. It's very vital. And start from tenses. If you know about tenses well, then you can move on to the other topics and vice versa, right? What do you think about it, Vikram?
That's really a great point which you have included. And what's something that I can tell you when you're learning any language, so when you're speaking something, so you have to focus on the clarity. What you are trying to convey, the other person is able to understand or not. If your message is clear, so that's completely fine. And second thing that you have included about the grammar. So grammar is something that can be learned side by side. You don't need to force yourself and try to learn it through real life uses. Don't just memorize grammatical rules, because it is not something that is mathematical or something maths formulas or something which you are memorizing every day,
Yes.
so you'll be
Right.
learning it. Because English language is something that requires practice. And what's something that I can tell, even if you're learning one pattern of grammar, try to use it, construct some sort of sentences that are related to your own life. What we do sometimes, we do learn some sort of grammatical structure, some different grammatical patterns, We just try to pick some sort of sentences from Google or from ChatGPT. We don't create the connection with those sentences. But when we start
Yes.
connecting those sentences with our own life, try to frame at least 4 to 5 sentences that are related to your own life. When connection is
Yeah.
there, this is gonna create uh, a great picture in your mind, because human brain is something that is connected with imagination, with pictures. Suppose if I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that
Right.
dog, so what's something that you will memorize first? You will memorize the picture of dog, you will not memorize letter D.
Definitely.
So similarly, when you're
Yes.
learning grammar, so try to connect your sentences with your life, and create a mind map, create a picture. So this is what something that can bring something new. So I think you can
Absolutely.
share next thing, as we are running out of time as well. Yes, please.
Sure, sure. Why not? Yes, definitely. So, next point that I would like to put forward is the overusing of the fillers. Many speakers, they are, on many instances, depending on the fillers, they use certain words like actually, basically, only, sometimes, like, apart from that. Okay. Or even some people are using this kind of words like ki in Hindi, isn't it?
Yes.
So this kind of words they are using, and these are called informal expressions, right? And when they are using these words, it is having a kind of disadvantage for them, because the other person who might be fluent then compared to them, they might easily know that, okay, maybe the other person is feeling nervous, or they do not have the proper words to say. That's why they are using this particular phrases or words, right? Because these words
Yes.
often appear when the speaker is feeling nervous or when they are searching for the next idea. However, if you use fillers excessively, then it will interrupt the natural rhythm of the speech, and it will also lead to the reduction of the impact of communication. If you're using more and more fillers, then your sentences will seem ugly, they will not look good, right? And if you talk about the aesthetic part, that will also decrease, right? So that's why thoughtful pauses are welcome. But if you talk about this fillers and all, these are like the gateway to show your kind of nervousness in front of people. So that's why make sure to have thoughtful pauses in place of these fillers. You can just take 1 or 2 seconds and then you can think and answer, but don't use fillers that much, because thoughtful pauses can reflect your confidence as well as composure to the particular situation. What do you think, Vikram?
Absolutely. Instead of relying on pauses continuously, you are taking pauses. So somehow this is going to reflect the negative key feature of speaking. So instead of that, what we can do, we can keep some phrases handy. Apart from that, we
Yes.
can take some short pauses to think. I think pauses are
Yes.
really wonderful, taking natural pauses, right? Instead of
Yeah.
relying on excessive fillers. When you're using
Yes.
fillers excessively, so definitely your speech will not sound good, and people will lose interest to listen to you, right? So these are some sort of
Absolutely.
problems that we can face. So I would definitely say that when you are speaking and you forget something, so just try to take natural pauses. I'm not saying you have to take long pauses, or try to use some phrases such as you can
Yes.
say that I'm not able to think about it. Let me think for a while. I'm not able to gather
Yes.
my thoughts right now. Let me think about it. Something like that. So these kind of
Yes.
phrases that we can keep handy so it will sound more natural. Yes.
Absolutely. Right. I totally agree with you, Vikram. So I think we still have time to share more points, or should we conclude it? What do you think, Vikram?
I think we should conclude, and we can discuss more things in the upcoming session, or
Exactly.
if it is feasible, we can bring part two as well for this. Yes.
Absolutely, Vikram, because we have prepared a lot of things for our learners. So I thought that
Yes.
maybe this session was not enough to share whatever we wanted to share with our learners, but no problem. They can stay tuned, right? And we will come again for the next class. Yes. Please continue, Vikram. Over to you.
Yes. So in today's session, we have included these things. So whatever the thing that have been shared by me and Dishika, so I hope this little information is going to help the learners. So till then, keep learning and keep enhancing yourself. We will be coming up with some innovative ideas with part two in the upcoming
Yes,
session. So do watch that video. So I think that video is going to be really fruitful for the learners. So keep learning
absolutely.
and keep enhancing yourself. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.